People will
How
relate to that. Good
we're good.
morning, everybody. Welcome to Conversations with Jane C. Phillips. I'm Pam Myers with Pam Myers Social Media. And today we are going to talk about freedom and how we all, how many of us put walls in front of us that will, right, that we are our own roadblocks sometimes. So good morning, Jane. Let's have a conversation.
All right. Good morning. So people who've been watching this for a while know that you never know what you're going to get each week.
Right.
And Pam is always saying, well, what are we going to do this time? Because I tend to be more in the moment. So I hope you give me for that, for those of you who are Virgo and want everything just all laid out. But we have this weekend is Independence Day in the United States. For those of you watching somewhere else, it's on the 4th, and the country celebrates also the 5th when it falls on a weekend. And I wanted to talk about some of the things that I do to help the clients gain more freedom in their life. And we don't realize, and I have my own issues, and as do my clients, it's not a top-down approach, but I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was trying to help her sort something out with reason and logic, and she said, I just have a terrible time making decisions. She said, I don't make decisions. It drives my husband nuts, but yet she's a businesswoman and does really well with certain aspects in her business, easily making decisions. But one of the things that I discovered or intuitively got talking to her was that in another lifetime, so it was running not from childhood or anything else, in another lifetime, she had made a decision sort of as a healer or shaman for her village, and it went wrong and everybody got annihilated. Do I know that's absolutely true? No, but that's what I got. And it resonated with her and me. So if you've made a decision, and this works for all sorts of other things, where things didn't go well, it can block you from being able to make another decision. What if you do it wrong? What if I make a mistake? So all of those are underlying thought processes that we have. And we have all sorts of other things like the what ifs, or I can't do this, or self messages.
Right.
In my practice as the medical intuitive side, and it also works with the energy clearing that I do. So taking dark energies or just a bunch of energies off of people that aren't supportive will give you space in your head and freedom to start thinking differently. Mm-hmm. What if your issue isn't that you have energetic gunk on you? What if it's something that you don't really have? You're not really sure, but you're always getting stuck with something. Mm-hmm. Like can't make a decision. So one of the things that I do that apparently I came in with a gift for, and I've established it, and things that people don't understand it, is if you have a thought process that you've been trying to do affirmations over, so you know that you don't think you're ever going to make enough money or whatever your thing is, and you're following everybody and you're doing affirmations, but it's just taken forever and it's not working well. One of the things I do is I actually remove the wording from your cellular memory, because these things that are blocking us, that are preventing our freedom, are not in our head. We think it is. We think everything's up here, but it's things are stored all over our physical body. And it could be that this person's maybe past life issue and other things in this life that make it difficult to make a decision are stored in her hip. We don't know. Mm-hmm. I have the ability with my clients to figure out what that languaging is, and within one session, pull that out. There may be sub-layers, but if you're always telling yourself, I can't make a decision, or I can't do that, or maybe you can't leave the house because you're afraid of something. If the sentence the languaging that's there is pulled from your system, then the part of you that turns chemistry on that keeps you stuck
Right.
in your box doesn't happen. The chemistry, all of our emotions and everything are chemistry. And so if we have PTSD over something or whatever, we're getting triggered, it's turning chemistry on, and we're having reactions that are not supportive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to give people some hope. With the 4th of July coming up, the theme in the United States is always about freedom. And what I like to do is be a support on your journey to take, and I use the word stinking thinking a lot, but that doesn't mean that you're bad or you shouldn't be thinking something. It's just you are. And instead of trying to override it, what if it's just not in your software programming? So when you have a situation, in this case of having to make a decision, that you're able to do it, you're able to move forward, because not moving forward in the decision process is a decision, right?
Right. On itself.
Right. So it's complicated to explain in video, but I want you to know that anybody who is feeling stuck or have thinking, or they feel like they've got a pattern that's not working for them, something always happens. They try and move forward and then they can't. They have indecision or they can't do something around it. I can help, and I do 15-minute free consultations with people. So you can go to janecphillips.com and hook into my 2 websites and book a 15-minute free consultation so we can talk about what your issue is and see if you think, and I think that I can help, because it's been miraculous when some of these blocks are not within you anymore. I tell people, I want you to have space within your head, because if the block isn't there, to think differently without you having to do an extra affirmation. Sometimes I give people an affirmation, but that you have more space because that program isn't running that blocked you.
Right. More space and more freedom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's freedom for all.
Right.
and do know that a lot of times in one session, it's not that you might not have some layers of things, but in one session, it can be that one thought process can be totally out. And
right.
you don't have sub ones, and I'm not guaranteeing perfection, but I am letting you know that you would have a supportive person without judgment around what you're thinking, or what we discover is true. That you don't have to have guilt around a situation anymore, for example, that's blocking you, that you felt you handled something poorly in the past and it's still running your life today. We want you to get to a neutral place so that you can have freedom of thought and space to move forward and make, just have a happier life. So
awesome. So
thank you. Happy 4th for those of you in the US, and happy weekend for those of you who are not here. And I look forward to talking to you next week at this time. It's 10:30 Mountain Time in the United States and 12:30 Eastern Time. So look forward to being able to talk again next week and maybe give you some tools and some hope for moving forward.
Awesome. Happy 4th, Jane. We'll see you next week.
Okay. Thanks so much for hosting. Pam Myers Social Media is my buddy, or these wouldn't get done. So I really appreciate her support so that we can get information out to each and every one of you every week. Take care.
Thank you, everybody.